The last time I had seen Malcolm was at a wedding, and he had been decked out in a perfectly jeweled Armani. His shoes were from Italy, his understated but surely expensive watch gift from one of his wealthy clients. He seemed just as comfortable now as tattered sweatshirt and grass-stained sneakers. As with his cars, his clothes always had a purpose. The ease with which he moved from the sweatshirt to Armani was symbolic of his success, of his ascension from poverty to immense wealth. Only when did you realize that it was a sweatshirt, that it was the facade, not the Armani. The truth was, Malcolm was a proud member of elite fraternity, one of the last bastions of pure naked capitalism. Barely 30 years old, Malcolm ran a $50 million hedge fund, splitting his time between a corporate office in Tokyo and a mansion here in Bermuda. Also, he considered himself retired with a net worth nearly equivalent his fund. He let even younger Charles manage his clients' money. He spent most of his time in the company of the group colleagues who had similarly beaten the system and amassed mind-boggling fortunes. I pointed toward the kid, zigzagging across the field. Looks like you've got 4 hands full. I coached one team of little monsters here, Malcolm explained, and when I am back to Tokyo. It was strange for me to think of Malcolm in Japan. True that he had lived there for nearly 5 years, then he had returned on and off for another 3 after that. When I first met him, he had been a tough kid from rural New Jersey. A former high school football star, he had used his skills on the gridiron to earn himself a free ride at Princeton. My brother, a classmate of Malcolm, had introduced us at their graduation. Malcolm has just signed a tryout deal with the New York Giants. He had recommended briefly after he had failed to make the team. After that, he had disappeared from the radar screen. It wasn't until years later that I learned he had made millions in Japan. I'd never really wondered how he had made those millions. I just filled with his success under banking or the internet. I'd never guessed that the truth was much more spectacular, that in fact Malcolm had been fighting a guerrilla war of sorts, that along with his comrades he had been conducting a Wild West-style raid on faltering eastern markets. With no knowledge of Japanese language or culture or zero capital, he had risen to dominate in the arena of ruthless financial players. He had become a hedge fund cowboy.